Show Reddit something. So hello Reddit, my name is Wired Guitars. I like to stream on occasion and make YouTube videos. Today I want to show you guys just how broken, and I do mean insanely broken, the Iron Talon item is in Dota 2 in the current state of 6.86 on the test client. I'm making this video just in case there's any chance of this item not getting nerfed. Although I'm almost 100% sure that it won't make it into 6.86 as in its current state. I just want to make sure, I guess you could say. So I'm going to pick Terrorblade, and I'm going to actually play him jungle. And I'm going to show you that with this item you can actually do it. And not only am I going to show you that with this item you can actually do it, I'm going to show you that with this item you can actually jungle efficiently with Terrorblade and completely take over a game. So, yeah. I just thought it'd be really nice if I showed you an actual game, even if these guys are going to play terribly. I think this is still going to be a pretty good demonstration of just how insane your GPM and EXP per minute can be on a hero that should not get that much in the jungle. I've got two solutions for how I think this item should get nerfed that would still make it a viable jungling item that can help a lot of junglers early games, such as Lycan, maybe Enigma, etc. One would be to reduce the cooldown on the item. Increase the cooldown. Nerf it by increasing the cooldown on the item. I was thinking something like doubling the cooldown would be a really good way to nerf the item, but not make it broken in the opposite direction. And another way that you could nerf the item, if that's not enough, or if you need to nerf it in a different way, is just simply reducing the amount of damage that it does. Both of these nerfs sound like very straightforward nerfs, and I wouldn't be surprised if you say that the suggested buffs that suggested nerfs that I recommended there are just dumb, because anybody could think of those. And I do apologize if those are too straightforward, but I just really can't see any other way that you would nerf this item. Nerfing the stats that it provides just doesn't suit the item enough. And really, how do you nerf an item without a recipe? Furthermore, nerfing the cooldown on, not nerfing the cooldown, I apologize. Nerfing anything else about the item, say perhaps making it, I don't really know what else could you nerf about the item. There's the cooldown and there's the current HP thing. So I just don't see what else you would nerf about the item. I'm still trying to flesh out a proper build to play with this kind of style. But if I'm honest with you, I'm not even trying that hard because I know this item is going to get nerfed. And hopefully a video like this isn't going to be necessary. But I'll make it anyways in hopes that somebody realizes that this item is too overpowered. So again, I'm going to be playing Terrorblade. I'm going to be taking him into the jungle. This is very similar, if you at all recall, back in the 6.82 and 6.81 days of Terrorblade, where you would take him into the jungle, try to get a 2 to 3 Wraith Band ratio for stats, and then eventually work your way into bots or Yasha, depending on the game. There's a few differences that we're going to be making here. We're going to be starting Metamorphosis, and we should have been watching over the rune, but I was talking. I do apologize for that. Also, more importantly, with the Iron Talon item, we're able to play a lot more aggressively in the jungle. And I'll show you just what I mean by that in a second. So, this is actually what I mean by it. You can start on camps like this. Looks like they have a DC. Maybe this will be a poor game example. Okay. I'm sorry, I just played a game of Terrorblade where my attack was a lot quicker than this. So I have to get used to the attack not being that quick. And so hopefully this is kind of demonstrating why this is very strong, if not overpowered. I don't think this is going to reach me to level 2. Okay, never mind, I take that back, it did. I was just able to take the hardest jungle camp in the game with very little effort. And if I'm better at micro, I wouldn't have lost that. So already you're seeing some inefficiencies. And we are going to suicide. I think that you still need to suicide. I don't think there can be any dispute about that. We'll go take out another camp, and I think we're going to be planning our suicide on about 175 gold, which is going to get us a new ring of protection for Aquila. Oops, rip. I'm sorry. My micro could be a lot better. We're actually just gonna buy a TP and suicide right here. This suicide is on purpose for efficient jungle. I actually made a mistake. I should have used my Iron Talon on that big mole golem before I was about to die. So again, the efficiencies are real. Apparently our Pudge started an Iron Talon as well. That's very interesting. But we don't care. And so now you get to see the true power of the Iron Talon. When you suicide, you're almost level 3, so you get level 2 Metamorphosis, and I'm about to be able to clear a lot of camps for a very small amount of effort. And like I said, hopefully I can demonstrate why this item is insanely overpowered and absolutely needs a nerf before it goes live in some way. Gonna level up our Metamorphosis. I'm gonna go take this camp. Hopefully we get a little lucky. We don't need it. I think I'd almost prefer not getting lucky to show you just how straight crazy this item can be for allowing you to take jungle camps that you definitely shouldn't be able to. We'll buy this. Another micro mistake. Rip. It's okay. All will be remedied. I do like to chop minions, even if they're lower on HP. And I will probably chop this creep, just because it's so good to chop creeps. Drow came back, that's good. I'm gonna get our Basilius or Basilius ring going. And yeah. Jungle is easy life right now. We can actually take this camp when you normally would be very scared to, because we can just axe about 40% of its health. About 50%, I mean. It's 40%. It's almost 50. Whoops, we accidentally chopped the tree instead of the creep. Rip. But it's all good. We're gonna actually chop this creep. I'm gonna pull it back just a little bit. Hopefully we don't lose our... Nice. Okay, rip. Rip our illusion. That's sad times. We might actually be looking at suiciding here again. As you can see, my levels are insane. It's unfortunate that we're having as much trouble as we are clearing these camps. Otherwise we would have a very... And this is all really catapulting from my poor experience at microing in the early game. I would take a lot less damage. But we'll take this camp and we'll go back. Actually, we might be able to do a little bit more than that. Never mind. Nothing can really tank for me. So yeah, we'll go back after this. Sucks to go back with Metamorphosis on cooldown like that, but we're gonna be able to buy a TP out of this. And this is where the real jungling begins, I promise. Kipo. And so as you've seen thus far, Iron Talon is one of the items, or is kind of, it's one of the new items that was added in 6.86. It's one of those items that, like, it's so good that I think that even heroes that don't belong in the jungle can jungle. Terrorblade used to be an alright jungler, a pretty good jungler I might add, actually. But after some nerfs to this playstyle, he slowly fell into obscurity. I wouldn't be surprised if with the Iron Talon he's actually a decent jungler, just because any hero can be kind of a decent jungler with this item. But where this item really probably shines is heroes like Lycan or Ursa. Heroes that just naturally belong in the jungle anyways, or at least can excel very well in the jungle. Maybe even Enigma can get this, even though he doesn't really care too much about the Quelling Blade, just because it speeds your jungle up so insanely quickly. Because you just axe creeps like that. And there's really not a whole lot anybody can do about this unless they come into your jungle and try to screw you up. Which might be wishful thinking, because you can't hope for a bounty hunter every game. Should be working my way towards this creep camp, I think. Got Metamorphosis ticking, but we're not getting much value out of it. We're going to get our boots going. We're actually going to wait right up here. Go in. And with boots, our jungle just became a lot quicker. So now basically we're killing camps as quick as we can get to them. So it's very wise to consider trying to stack camps at this point. We're on the dire side too, which is really nice. And my team is doing very well, so this might not be the best of representations for how this is insane. But just consider this. I'm level 7. Our Pudge, who's been in a dual lane, but has 4 kills, is level 6. So my EXP is definitely there. And they're DCing, so the game is safe to leave. But I don't think too many of them. Okay, they're all going to DC. So perhaps this is a very poor example. Yep, this is a very poor example. We'll check our GPM. We'll see just how good this was with 1 suicide and poor micro. Alrighty. And there you have it. You're basically the same as a laner. So long as your lane doesn't lose too much, you actually gain more EXP than a dual lane, even if the dual lane is getting kills. And I guess they're trading kills more like it. But you're out EXPing, if that makes sense. Single lanes. The sniper is kind of inflated because the 6-0. But you're staying on par with the solo lane, so to speak. Your GPM should be higher than the dual lanes. So this is why I basically think it's overpowered. It would have been better if I had microed a little bit earlier. And also, this is usually where you start to flourish, when you can stay in the jungle and actually play like an AFK jungler. Because as you see, there's a certain build-up to Terrorblade jungle. But all the same, it's a very strong item, and I think it needs to get nerfed. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys.